So we are doing well in equestrian, and we have already won gold medal. And joining me is Mr. Vikram, and he is father of Divikriti, who was part of that team who won the gold medal. Sir, many congratulations first of all.
Thank you so much.
And just tell us the story. Since this equestrian sport is very expensive, when did you decided that no, Divi should be in this sport?
Divikriti has been attached to horses because I have been brought up as a youngster with horses. So Divikriti also, when she was young, she was riding. She went to school. She started competing at junior level. She was the junior national champion for 2 years. Then she went to Mayo College Girls School. There also she pursued riding because that school has riding facilities. She won the Inter Public School Championship. And then she went to college, to Jesus and Mary College in Delhi, where she completed her graduation. And for 2 years did not compete because she did not have a horse in India to compete on. But then post in 2020, February, she told me that I'm finishing my graduation and I would like to give it a shot at Asian Games for the Indian team. So I said okay, and we both, Divikriti and I, went to Europe, to Germany, horse shopping, and we went and bought Divikriti a horse in the month of February. And I said, you train for a month and your final year exams are in April, so you come back, give your exams and then go for your training abroad again. Unfortunately, COVID lockdown happened in March and she could not travel. There was a travel ban international. So we asked her to stay put in Europe and continue her training. So that is how, and then she had only a 3-month visa. But the Indian embassy was proactive and they gave her an extension and she continued with her training there for 9 months and then came back home. So in the first trials that were held, she did not make the mark. She did not get the qualifying score and she was not to be on the team. But then the Asian Games got postponed and they got postponed by a year. So the federation, looking at the interest of the riders, the Equestrian Federation of India, looking at the overall interest of all the riders, made a selection criteria, which was a new selection criteria in which all trials in India and out of India were to be held again because the Asian Games got postponed. So we invested in another horse for Divikriti in the month of May. And then she gave her trials, whatever, in the 5th selection criteria, version 5, and she made the grade. And then we invested in another horse because we wanted to be sure. So she was... Yes. So she competed, gave her trials on 2 horses. She got the qualifying scores on both the horses and she was on the long list and on the probables list on both her horses and continued her training. For the last 2 years, her routine in Europe is 4:30 a.m. get up, come hail, storm, snow, any weather, whether it's winter or summer, 4:30 sharp in the stables, shoveling shit. लीद उठाई उसने, घोड़ों की सफाई, घोड़ों का सामान सफाई, सारा काम जो एक सईस करता है घोड़े की टेक केयर करने के लिए, बिकॉज घोड़ा उसका हथियार है, घोड़ा उसका साथी है. हर लॉयल्टी टू द हॉर्स एंड द लॉयल्टी ऑफ द हॉर्स टू हर, देयर हैज़ टू बी अ बॉन्ड दैट हैज़ टू बी बिल्ट. So she made a bond with both her horses, gave in a lot of sweat. You know, there was success, there was also failure. She used to have sleepless nights. She cried, what will happen if I don't make the grade? But God was kind. She qualified on both the horses and came in here and competed, and we all have the results in front of us.
Well, absolutely. I can understand that struggle. If you can also tell us about, this is the very expensive sport, and do you feel that the athletes and the riders back home in India have that kind of facilities? And what fund they need? Are you getting some sponsors? Are you spending on your own pocket?
To be honest, I went to sponsors, no one came in front. I went to the government, I went to the sports authority. We all went individually and collectively, requesting that, it is a young team. There are two boys, two girls. This equestrian is the only sport, on which boys and girls, ladies and gents compete on an equal footing. There's no separate competition for women and men. This is probably the only sport in which they compete together and against each other and at an equal footing. So their gender equality is in toto in equestrian. In swimming you have women swimming, gent swimming, all of that. This probably is the only sport in which men and women compete together. So we went to the government, we went to the sports authority, we went with a case. We have a very strong team. We have 4 young people, 20, 22, 23, 25. That is the age. All 4 riders that won the gold medal for India in dressage are all under 25. All youngsters, 2 boys, 2 girls, all self-funded. Not a rupee was given by the government of India or by the Sports Authority of India for their training. Not 1 rupee. And it's not that we didn't try. What we were told was politely told that, well, historically, dressage has never done well. And in our research, we found that dressage, we don't have a chance.
Whose reply is that?
From the Sports Authority of India and from the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports.
Was there any intervention from the federation? Had they tried anything?
Federation was proactive. The Equestrian Federation of India was proactive. They had projected a budget to the government, to the Sports Authority of India, that we need a budget specifically for show jumping, we need a budget specifically for dressage, we need a budget specifically for eventing. So the government, in its own diligence, what reasons only the government can answer and the Sports Authority of India can answer, gave money, but gave it only for eventing specifically by name. They gave some funding towards training, which was given to the federation, but with a rider that this money is only for the eventing. Not a rupee was given for show jumping. Not a rupee was given for dressage.
How was you? I mean, आप कैसे manage कर रहे थे? Was it a tough task for you to spend a huge money to make her career?
You see, I am from the army. I served 9 years in the army. After serving for 9 years in 1996, I left the army, resigned voluntarily, set up my own small business. It was my daughter's dream to go for the Asian Games. I had to sell my house. And here, for the honor of the flag and for the honor of the nation, I have no grudge. No one put a gun on my head that you do it. But for my daughter and for my country, I have done it. And I will do it 20 more times. I have no regrets. It is money well spent. If I have to sell my agriculture land for my daughter's happiness and for my nation's pride, I will do it again and again and again.
I can understand your feelings, sir. And I just don't want it to bring you in tears, but just final question to you. Since you have mentioned that you will do anything, and any dad definitely will do that. Adi here is Divikriti and all the other riders are riding on their own horses, or was there any issue to bring their horses from India to China?
To put things in perspective, all these 4 riders are riding on their own horses. All 4 riders that are riding, it's not only my daughter. The other 3 riders also are all self-funded. Their parents have put in the money for them to buy the horse, for their trainers, for their coaching, for their upkeep there, for them to eat food, stay there, all their travel expense, all their coaching, training, everything is self-funded by all 4 of them. It's not only my daughter. All the other 3 riders are also self-funded. And horses, we've all bought. We've all bought horses for them on which they competed and got India the gold medal, which India has never won in dressage. And the last gold medal that India won in equestrian was in 1982 Asian Games.
Okay, I'll excuse you with the final question. What exactly you feel as a father, as a retired army personnel, or as an Indian, that for equestrian, the budding athletes who want to become Divikirti, Anush, and other riders, what they need to do, and what exactly federation or the administration, for example, Sports Authority of India or the ministry should do, and to streamline everything.
Historically, equestrian, horse, horse related sport is equestrian. And horse has been part of Indian culture since times immemorial. It is a symbol of strength, power, legacy, history, all of that. अश्वमेध यज्ञ होता था पुराने ज़माने में, उसमें घोड़ा चलता था और जहाँ घोड़ा गया वो लैंड आपका, उस राजा का. तो घोड़ा हमारी संस्कृति का हिस्सा रहा है हजारों साल से. और इक्वेस्ट्रियन स्पोर्ट इज़ a symbol of India's pride, India's honor. Now, equestrian sport mein traditionally, the first time equestrian sport was introduced in Asian Games was in Delhi, in our national capital in 1982. And we won 3 gold medals. The 3 gold medals there, the first gold medal we won after 4 days of competition. And the first gold medal equestrian gave the country. And that time, there was an unscheduled visit. The Prime Minister of India that time was Srimati Indira Gandhi. And she came unannounced to give that medal to the winning team of eventing, equestrian. And, she was the one who presented the medal, breaking all protocol. That was the first medal that India won, was in equestrian. There was no other sport that India won in the first 4 days. It was first medal was equestrian. She came and gave it. Now, historically, 3 medals from there. Post that, the amount of support, like shooting, I'm not cribbing. By all means, give 100% more to shooting. Give to all other sport. But give something to equestrian also. If the government, if there is, they all say, oh, the federation, there's a problem with the federation. Deal with it. If there's a problem with the federation, for the riders, the federation has been top class. The federation has been above board. The federation has been fair. And the federation has done diligence. The federation cannot give us money because the federation doesn't have money. They haven't got it from the sports authority. How much the sports authority has spent on other sport? Please find out from the Sports Authority of India and Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports how much money they have spent on other sport. And what is the result? Okay, when we were told dressage, there is no chance. How much money they have spent on other sport and how many medals they get there. If somebody can ask that question to the Sports Authority of India and the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, you'll get an answer there.